360p.
360p.
Yeah. The figure we're looking at.
And what was the other number you gave me?
24 FPS.
24 FPS.
Currently, not lagging on there.
Are we back on live?
We're back on live. The Twitch is here.
So we be happening?
We be happening.
Again?
Again.
That's good news.
It is. I can't take these glasses anymore. Wow, it's much brighter here now. That's wild.
For some strange reason.
Yeah.
Things did look cool though for a while.
That looked interesting.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm too old for this stuff.
Too old.
So, once again, welcome to Tea and Talk Time on Twitch TV. I'm Nana. This is Nana's Place on Twitch TV. And my co-host here
Yes, as always.
is
Or not. But sometimes.
the majority of the time when I have a Costo.
Costo. Get your Costo at Costco.
Buckeye Breeze, if you don't recognize him.
Yes. Buckeye for short.
Yeah, you go mainly by Buckeye, don't you?
Yeah.
How did that name evolve?
Evolve or originate?
Well, the same thing.
Okay.
How did it start?
Well, it
and then
originated, right. Mm-hmm. So, originally, I got the name Buckeye Breeze because I race go-karts. If you don't know what that is, they're like these little miniature cars, but they're not cars. And we race them on a dirt track out in the country on an oval. And my grandpa is the one that took me out there every weekend, and he was my crew chief and got everything ready and stuff like that. And he gave me the name Buckeye Breeze because we're from Ohio. And so that's where Buckeye comes from, the Buckeye State. And then Breeze, because I'm breezing past everybody. Flying by them and causing a breeze in my absence.
Wouldn't you say that you won the majority of the races that you entered?
In the early portion of my career, yes. Yes.
And what happened?
I got older. And
your legs are too big for that little car.
No, it was...
I remember he's sitting there and his knees are up to his chin.
Yeah. My grandpa, he was much better at setting up go-karts for younger kids. And now he's learning, but... So that's where it originated from. And when I first made my very first Xbox Live account, I used the my gamer tag then was Buckeye Breeze. Because I was like, oh, I'll just use that.
Yeah, that's handy.
Yep,
you already knew it. You didn't have to memorize it.
Correct, yep.
Didn't have to write a little note or anything.
Yep. And then when I made my YouTube channel...
Why stop now?
Well, I did, you see. When I made my YouTube channel originally, I made it, the name of it was Tech Go VR.
Where the heck did that come from?
Nowhere.
Nowhere?
I just came up with it, and it was a terrible idea, and I stopped using it. It was awful. Still is technically the URL of my YouTube channel to today. If you use the original one, but you can use a new one. Better one. But
your YouTube is Buckeye, right?
Yes. Well, I'll get to that.
Okay. Didn't mean to jump.
Okay. So, Techo VR is what it was. No longer is. But I ended up, when I started making gameplay videos, it was Tech Go VR when I was trying to do tech videos.
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
That's how I found YouTube, was like people reviewing phones and stuff. Like I was like, oh, this is so cool. So then I started making game videos, and then I was like, oh, let me just... Buckeye Breeze is already my gamer tag. I'll just use Buckeye for my YouTube stuff. So then, I did go by the name Buckeye Breeze up until the year 2014.
All those many years ago.
All those many years ago. And in fact, what I would do with my YouTube channel, in my intro, I'm going to do my old YouTube intro. And I want you to tell me if you understand what I say.
Okay.
What's up, guys? Buckeye Breeze here.
Actually, I understood that. If your dad had said it, it would have been mush.
Well, you already knew that my name was Buckeye Breeze. But if you don't know that my name was Buckeye Breeze, then when I say, what's up, guys? Buckeye Breeze here. Today we're making a video about Halo. you're gonna have no idea what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
I got that.
When I started working at a big YouTube channel, yeah, that's fine. As long as it's not plummeting over here, we're fine.
Well, I just noticed it. It says stream health.
Yeah, that just kind of gives you an idea of
and that's good.
how things are running.
Yeah. Okay.
When I started working at one of the big YouTube channels I was at, the guy that was in charge of everything, he was like, "Hey, man, here's an idea. It's kind of hard to hear what you're saying, so let's try just..." And everyone had always only called me Buckeye anyways. When I had been addressed, when we were talking, it was always Buck or Buckeye for short. So he's like, "Why don't you just call yourself Buckeye on your videos?" Like, "Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Buckeye." You know, that kind of thing. I was like, "Okay, I'll try that." So then, ever since then, and this is like, I don't know, summer or fall of 2014, I've just gone by the name Buckeye. And ever since then, I've changed everything else around. I mean, my gamer tag is still Buckeye Breeze, but I'm not going to change that. It's just dumb.
It's just who he is.
Everything else is Buckeye GG. So it's Buckeye and GG to signify gaming. But
that's what the GG,
that's what GG stands for. Yeah. So in fact, if you go to basically any like gaming organization or esport team, usually their websites end in .gg. So it'll be like, for instance, I think this is the case. You go to like cloud9.gg. I think that's their thing. So it's GG signifies gaming. So that's what all my stuff is now. It's either Buckeye GG or Buckeye _GG, depending on the platform. Because for some reason, some random person thought that it was a great idea to put Buckeye GG as their Instagram profile.
Aww.
Don't understand that.
We should
choice.
Protest.
Good. I'm using it, you're not.
I protest.
If I cared enough, I'd try and get it from them.
But by the time you do,
what's the purpose?
You'll have a different thing in mind.
Oh.
Maybe.
I'll just wait till I'm famous, and I can hear them. That's Twitch
when you
TOS.
roll intimidation, it's really powerful.
Yeah, it's really good. So that was the origination, or let me think here. Origin.
Okay, yeah.
The origin and evolution of my name. Yeah, I was going to say evolve, and I was like, evolution. Yeah, that's what.
And you talk for a living.
Which is horrifically doesn't make any sense. Because in person, man, I can't say. I can't think of what I'm trying to say.
No, but when you turn that on switch on, when you hit that button to go, it's different.
Well, oddly enough, in my streams, I fumble over my words constantly, and I have to stop and I'll actually say to the stream, I'm like, "I'm sorry, guys. Let me stop for a second and say what I was going to say." Because I get so much in my head at one time, it's like ants trying to go into a tiny hole at once. It's like a whole horde of them just, you know, and it's just...
Well, speaking of streaming, how did that evolve?
How did that evolve? You heard it here first.
How did that start? And what was the primary force behind you actually doing it?
Streaming. Well, I've actually been streaming since 2014 on Twitch. I believe it was 2014. It might have been 20. No, I take that back.
It had to be earlier because you helped me do this in 2014.
Yeah, 2013 is when I began streaming. Wow, yeah, actually. Yeah, that was back when I had a small YouTube channel. And I was watching this now, oddly enough, let me put it this way. In 2013, I started watching this guy on Twitch. His name was Tim the Tatman. And he played this game called Call of Duty Ghosts. And at the time, he had about 1,000 to 2,000 viewers on most of his streams. Was
that one of the early Call of Duties?
It was, there's a Call of Duty every single year. Mm-hmm. And that was the one in 2013. About 6 games ago, basically. So it was a while ago. To put it in perspective, like I said, I started watching him in 2013. Now, he averages anywhere from 25 to 40,000 viewers a stream.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
So,
And that's while he's actually doing it.
That's concurrent at any given moment.
So if you tune in to him,
he'll have 40,000 people watching.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. Does he still do Call of Duty, or is he doing
No,
other
in fact,
things?
now he does Fortnite. Is his main game. I mean, he dabbles in other things. He, like, for a while, for about a year or so, Overwatch was his main game. And he'll still go back and play Overwatch here and there. But his main game that you can expect on a daily basis is Fortnite.
So you saw him do a stream.
Right. I started watching him and I was like, that's really cool. I already do YouTube, so I kind of, like, have an understanding for the gaming world in the first place. So I was like, well, I actually really like to try streaming.
In doing YouTube, are you saying that you did videos? And
Correct.
what were the videos about?
Well, I already started doing gameplay videos on YouTube.
How did you know how to even do that?
I didn't. That's the thing. I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea. And which is funny because when I first started, like I said, when I made my YouTube channel, it was all... I had seen some videos of people, like, reviewing phones and, like, iPod touches and stuff like that. I was like, this is so cool. Companies send them stuff to review? That's crazy. I was like, well, I can do that. I had 2 subscribers, and I was emailing computer companies asking them to sponsor me and send me a computer. No joke. I could probably still find
it could have happened.
the email. It could have happened.
It could have happened.
I got pretty far in the chain a few times, but probably because they had no idea what I was talking about. Hopefully.
Well, that was 6 years ago?
7.
7 years ago?
That was in 2012.
And things have really evolved since
Things
then.
have evolved since then. Yeah, so that was in 2012 when I did that.
So then you saw this guy live streaming.
Well, actually, no. Around the same time. But
okay.
what ended up happening was for Christmas of 2012, I got Halo 4 and Black Ops 2. Those are 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which was the game before Ghosts, and Halo 4. Both of those I got for Christmas. And originally my idea was that I was going to review these games for my tech review channel. So that quickly turned into not reviewing it and just playing it and making videos on it. The problem was this. I did not have the equipment to record my gameplay. Because when you record a console, you have to have a certain device called a capture card.
Uh-huh.
And what you do is you basically plug your console that would go into the TV. You take that cord and you plug it into the capture card. And then you take another cord that goes from the capture card into the TV. And then another cord goes from the capture card into the computer.
So you didn't have the connection.
I didn't have any of that. I had a terrible camera, and that was it. So I did what most original gameplay YouTubers did, and I set up my camera on a tripod, and I aimed it just right at my TV, and recorded terrible footage of me being awful at games.
Now, wait a minute. I remember that.
You?
I remember watching you do that one time.
Yeah?
Because I remember the camera being set up and sitting on the bed and listening and watching and going,
okay.
Wow, how talented is this kid?
I sucked. But, yeah, so that's how most, I would say that is probably how most gameplay YouTubers started their time, was by recording with a phone or a camera or something along those lines. So I did that. And I quickly came to the idea like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. I actually kind of like this. I was using a terrible Turtle Beach headset with the microphone into it. The audio quality was terrible. It was so bad. But I will say this, and this has been burned in my head ever since then. And it's one of the driving forces. So this would be kind of cool for you to hear, I guess. I made a video on Black Ops 2 on the map Standoff. And I had this terrible Turtle Beach X12 was the name of the headset microphone, and it just sounded terrible. It was like, it wasn't peaking, but it sounded like a lot of filters going through it, and it was not clear audio by any means.
Muffled?
Very muffled and high-pitched. Probably the best way to put it.
Okay.
It's like if you put a lot of audio effects on something that sound kind of grainy or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
So that's how it sounded natively. So when I was recording, I made a video, and I thought I sounded so cool with this audio. I thought I was, oh man, this sounds like freaking radio. Did not sound like radio by any means, but I was like, yo, this is so cool. I had somebody reply or leave a comment on the video that was like, the audio's bad, but your voice is really, really good for YouTube. I was like, oh, okay. So I took that to heart, and I was like, man, okay. So it actually,
nice.
It sounds terrible, but my voice is actually really good. So that's what made them bearable, was my voice was able to... The intrigue that was there with my voice made it so that they could bear through the bad audio.
All right, and let's not forget the fact that if you don't identify with the with the person speaking...
Yes.
And you don't connect with their personality, you can have the best voice in the world and you're still not going to get it.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. And you can have the best electronics. So...
But if people hate you, then what's the point? Yeah. So yeah, that's where that kind of was, and I just kind of learned to try different things and stuff, and I eventually purchased my first microphone, which was a blue Snowball, which you have right now.
Yeah.
In fact,
yeah.
This isn't the one. My brother has the one that I originally bought, but this is the exact same.
But the reason I have one is because I
originally got one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably the rite of passage. If you're going to get a microphone, you're going to buy a blue Snowball.
In case you don't know what a Snowball is.
I don't think they can see it.
This is...
They're on Twitch. They know what a Snowball is.
But not everybody. See, it's a blue...
If they're on Twitch, they know what a Snowball is.
Not if they're like me.
Okay,
I'm on Twitch, and I wouldn't have known if it hadn't been for you.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And I probably just caused all kinds of sound distortion by picking it up.
It's fine. They hate us anyways. Love you, Twitch. So yeah, I bought...
Hey, we have 2 viewers. Yeah. Now be nice.
We're on Twitch.
Why would they hate us?
Because they're on Twitch. They might love us, but you have to go into Twitch expecting everyone to hate you. And if you go in expecting that, you better yourself. I love you, Twitch. So I got myself a blue Snowball, and I started making videos. Audio increased significantly over what it was before. There's a certain level that you can get with a blue Snowball, and that's about the maximum you can get. And I was getting not quite the maximum, but pretty close to the maximum of quality with a Snowball, which was light years better than what I had with my little Turtle Beach X12.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, this is Buckeye Breeze.
That's why you see some people like, I've seen Rush Limbaugh. Doesn't he have the big gold microphone?
Mm-hmm.
And some other people that do the streaming podcasts and stuff. Yep.
There's a new microphone that I want to get.
There's, professional levels, and this is very everyday Joe.
Common everyday consumer level, good quality microphone. Yeah. So that's what I had. I started making gameplay videos. I played Halo 4, played the Black Ops 2. For a while, I got really into Black Ops 2 YouTube. And again, I was just doing the camera. Eventually, I saved up enough money. I don't know what I was doing to make the money, but doing something to making the money. And I was able to buy it.
Weren't you
Twitch.
Mowing the yard a while?
I was doing something. I don't remember what.
You did mowing over at the apartment complex and
that's probably
chores with your grandma and grandpa.
Yeah, probably a good point. Yeah, that's probably where it was. But I bought myself my first capture card, which was a Hauppauge HD PVR2 Gaming Edition.
How do you remember this stuff?
Because it's been such a big part of my life.
Well, yeah, and you've got a very short life right now, so it would be major for you.
Just think about that name, though. Hauppauge
HD
PVR2 Gaming Edition. That, and if you didn't say that, you could be looking at a different model of that Hauppauge.
I'm sure.
Yeah, so I got that, and it allowed me to record and stream my footage. Now, in terms of capture cards, it's a terrible capture card. I don't even think the company's in existence anymore. Don't ever buy a Hauppauge if you have the option. Just don't do it. Please don't.
But there's better ones out there.
They're significantly better. Yeah, just don't do it. But I had a Hauppauge HD PVR2 Gaming Edition. It did the job. It allowed me to learn and have actual gameplay. So now I had okay audio and okay gameplay.
Now, what did you use to record it? Did you have a webcam?
Well, no. So when you get the actual capture card itself, it comes with software that you put on the computer. And the software interacts with the system itself.
Yeah, but what's the visual component? Still ended up using the camera?
No, I didn't have a face cam at that time. I just recorded
so
the
you
gameplay.
Only just heard.
Yeah, it was just the gameplay and my voice.
You.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Until.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes. I also at this time, once I could actually record my gameplay properly, I was like, well, I still have this camera. What should I do with it? So I started recording my gameplay with a capture card, and then I used the camera that I was using for the gameplay before as a live footage of myself. And I still have these videos. I think they're all privated, but I still have them. So it's kind of fun to go back and look at here and there.
Oh, you don't share them? That's what you mean by private.
Yeah, they're private on YouTube, so only me can see
them. Only moi?
Only moi. But, yeah, so I would use a camera at that time, and at that point I would use it off and on. I would use the camera for live commentary. You would call them live comms, which would mean that you would play the game live and commentate over it, which is what streaming is nowadays. So live comms aren't as popular on YouTube anymore because it's just what streaming is. But on the other side, what I would do for YouTube videos would be like, for instance, I'd play Black Ops 2, and I would come up with a best class. Like, in the game, you can make a class of, like, your weapon, grenades you can use, and stuff like that. And, like, different perks and things that you would have. That was huge back in the day. It was, like, best class setups. So I thought I would make a class that I really liked using, and I'd make a video about it. Now, in the grand scheme of things, I was doing a lot of copying of other YouTubers that I followed. But, I still had fun doing it. But that's kind of how...
But you learned as you went, and you were sharing what you were learning.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a learning experience going up. I started working with a couple small, like community channels. There was a community channel called the Hardcore COD Union. I don't know why I remember these things. But that was what it was called, the Hardcore COD Union. And what that was, it was a community channel of Call of Duty players that only played the hardcore mode.
Oh, okay. The difficulty level.
Yeah, so like in multiplayer on Call of Duty, you have core and you have hardcore. The only difference is that in hardcore, you have less health in multiplayer and you don't have a minimap.
And you have more obstacles.
No, that's the only difference.
Really?
No minimap, and you had less health. So basically, you could get killed quicker and you could kill quicker. It was basically high risk, high reward.
Okay.
Versus core, which takes more bullets to kill somebody. Well, you had a mini-map so you could see how the wave, map movement is happening and stuff.
Where they were, what was going on,
right?
What was coming. Okay.
So I joined that, had a lot of fun there for a short period of time, and then I started making Halo videos again. And what was the original question?
How'd you get into streaming?
Oh yeah, so we're almost there. So then I started making Halo videos, and I started doing Halo live commentaries, like I was doing with Call of Duty. And then, basically, that just kind of morphed into me eventually trying to stream. So I was like, well, live commentaries are basically the same thing as streaming. And I'd like to give it a shot. I didn't do it for long at the time because our internet was...
crappy?
Putrid. It was awful. I think we had 10 down and 1 up.
I like your word better. Putrid. Yeah. Much more expressive.
It was basically... not adequate for streaming gameplay in the slightest. I also had a terrible laptop. You want to know how my setup was for streaming? I had my TV on my little TV stand, and I sat on my side of the bunk. So we had we still have bunk beds in my room with my brother. So I would sit on my bunk bed. I would have my chair from my desk sit up next to me with my laptop. Okay, the laptop with the little webcam was looking at me, and I had my blue Snowball sitting on the keyboard like you have yours right now, right next to me. So I'd be sitting there looking at the TV playing, and I have the laptop right there looking at me. Okay, direct your attention to the chat box here.
How'd it get up there?
Put it up there.
Will you make me cookies? Huh?
Hyper Cola TV. It's your name's Nana's place. So like, will you make me cookies?
Well,
Hyper.
No, but I'll make you pizza casserole. Have you ever had pizza casserole?
We do have pizza casserole.
I just made pizza casserole for Buckeye's visit today.
We can throw it to you if you'd like. We got Niltst.
It's Yobo.
It's your boy, Nana's place, back at it again. That's what they're saying. This is Twitch talk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sounds great. Hyper Cola would love some pizza casserole.
Well, here's your pizza casserole. I don't know how else to do it.
That's all I could do.
Yeah.
So then I just started kind of doing it like that, and I enjoyed it. It didn't go, let me rephrase. It actually went really well. For some odd reason, I would get close to 10 viewers.
By the way, it's nice meeting you guys. I'm real bad at looking at that, so...
She's learning. She's a new Twitcher.
Yeah. I would say I'm a virgin, but... that could go so many different places.
We're on Twitch, so it's coming.
Yeah.
So I actually got some viewers back in the day. And like I said, this is in 2013 at this point.
And that's before... I mean,
learned
you
a lot of
were,
stuff.
like I was in the beginning stages of the game industry because I played Atari with Pong, and I was hooked on Nintendo and Zelda.
Oh yeah.
And back then, most of the games you had to beat it, and if you didn't beat it, you
Start
couldn't
over?
save it.
Oh yeah.
So the kids would wake up in the morning, and while they're getting ready to go to school, there's a note on the TV saying, "Do not touch," because
touch.
the game was frozen there. So you were in the beginning. I can't talk tonight. What did I put in that pizza casserole?
I don't know.
You were in the beginning stages of this part of the evolution.
Oh yeah. Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, I was definitely pretty early, and
On the ground
like
floor.
with most things that I don't regret but wish I did better, if I had continued on, I mean, like I said, Tim the Tap Man, I was watching him in 2013 when he had 1,000 viewers. Now he gets 40,000 viewers, so if that should tell you anything. But yeah, so I mean, I had fun with that, but I wasn't able to do it super often because of my internet connection and stuff like that. So I mainly focused on YouTube. Now, it got interesting when I started working at Halo Follower, which was the big channel that I used to work at several years ago.
Because there were like several of you that played the game
Yeah.
and recorded it or broadcasted it.
Yeah. We were all on the same channel, and I was the big streamy guy. Like, I loved Twitch, super into it and everything. So what ended up happening was in January of 2015, the beta for Halo 5 Guardians came out, which was the new Halo game.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I want to stream that. So we made a Twitch channel for Halo Follower. So every day of the beta, I streamed Halo 5, the Guardians of the beta. And I ended up, I think one of the best streams I had, it was kind of like it was an upward trajectory for most of the streams.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up starting to get around 100 viewers per stream
Oh, cool.
at any point in time,
That's nice.
which was crazy. Right now, I'd give anything to get 100 viewers per stream. Like, please, come to me, please. So it was great. It was fantastic. But I wanted more. I wasn't satisfied with that, which is fine, but I also didn't appreciate it as much as I should have.
Live and learn.
Yeah.
Live and learn.
Feels bad, man. Twitch feels bad, man. But I learned a lot there. I ended up also... We had a partnership with a company called TGN, which is an MCN network on YouTube. Basically, there's these big companies like TGN, or I don't know if they're still named, like Full Screen and Omnia Media. Basically, when you have a YouTube channel that makes money, or can make money rather, you would partner with one of these network channels, and they would put ads on your videos and give you opportunities and stuff like that.
Ah, okay.
Once you're at a certain degree of popularity. So we were partnered with TGN, and they started doing a new streaming division where they would have their partners stream on their TGN channel, and it would, expose them to more people and stuff like that. So we did a few streams for Halo Follower, and I was the dedicated streamer for it. So I did one stream on TGN, my first stream actually ever on TGN. I was playing the Halo 2 campaign on Halo the Master Chief Collection, and I had about 350 viewers throughout most of the stream. And I was determined to read every single message that came in the chat. I'm not lying. I don't think I missed a single message. And the chat was flying. I'm talking like right now, just like going crazy. Everyone thought I was a madman. And I think that's the only reason why they were watching, because I wasn't even playing the game. I was just staring at the chat. I was like, oh, yeah. It was...
And reacting.
Exactly.
To what they were saying.
And the people, they kept saying, like, dude, you're insane. That's what everyone was saying. I was like, you're absolutely crazy. How are you reading everything? So I loved it. And I've always loved streaming ever since then. I've loved it. But that was the last time I really streamed much to an audience. Well, I take that back. We did stream a little bit more. So then I ended up moving all of my efforts over to Destiny Follower. Stop making...
Halo.
I still made stuff, the Halo stuff, but my main focus was Destiny Follower. That's what I was doing everything. I was growing that channel with my buddy Evade that I was telling you about earlier. And we would do... We tried to do some streams on Twitch. It was okay, but our cross-brand promotion wasn't super high.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because we were also still growing the Destiny Follower brand itself. So then we did some actual YouTube streams where we would stream on YouTube itself. And, we got like 90 viewers for most streams.
That's
which was
good.
Again, at the time, like, I thought, I was like, man, we could get more than that. Terrible way to look at it. You live and you learn, I guess. But yeah, it was really great at the time. 90, well, I rephrase. Looking at it now, it was fantastic. At the time, I was not satisfied. Should have been, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
but again,
there's
I was
nothing
learning
wrong
and,
with always wanting it to be better and
right.
more improved and all
but
that.
you do need to appreciate what is there.
Exactly.
So, but I wasn't doing that. But hindsight's 2020. But yeah, I think that was around the last time I really like streamed to a significant amount of people. Because then shortly after that, I left the channels and stuff, and then my place in the YouTube or streaming gaming circle kind of fell off. Because I kind of left that stuff, but. So now I'm just kind of doing my own thing.
So what did you do instead?
Nothing. That's
So
where
you
those
took a break.
motivation issues came into play.
You have a problem with motivation.
I do, when I shouldn't. It's dumb.
It depends on how you're trying to apply it.
No, I think what my problem with motivation is that I'm so motivated to hit the next goal that I don't appreciate what is there right now. For instance, right now, not to out you, Twitch, we have 4 viewers, right? So let's say I'm streaming right now my own thing, and I got 4 viewers. A lot of times, and this is weird, so bear with me, I hate math. I'm not a math person in any sense of the word. I hate math. I struggle with math significantly. But I'm a numbers and statistics person. Like, I'm incredibly drawn to numbers, trends, statistics, things like that. With anything. Music, YouTube videos, streams, anything, right?
Yeah, he will sit here a lot of times when we're watching Critical Role, and he's checking out, oh gosh, I can't even think of...
Twitter?
Yeah, Twitter.
So like with the trending and stuff like that?
Yeah, and checking out the stats on how this is rating, how this is going. You'll check out what Critical Role is doing and the response, and especially when the Kickstarter was going on.
Oh yeah, when the Kickstarter.
And where's that at?
Yep. Constantly looking at numbers.
Because that just went up and up and up and up.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are very much.
I hate math, but I'm a numbers person. So, and it's something I have to work on because it's to my detriment. So I'll be streaming. Let's say I'm streaming in front of 4 people, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of looking at those 4 people as individuals and saying, I get to share my time with these 4 individuals right now.
Right.
I'm like, man, I'm only streaming in front of 4 people right now. That's a terrible way to look at it. And I don't do that on purpose. It's just a thing that's in my head, and I got to work through it.
You got to adjust your perspective.
Yeah, because instead of thinking, man, I'm only streaming in front of 4 people, I'm like, man, these 4 people are taking time out of their day to be here with me.
That's right.
That's awesome. So I appreciate that. And especially...
And 4 just turned into 5.
Let me just say a second. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of how my mind works with that, and one reason why I didn't appreciate the time and the stuff I was doing before as much, because I was like, man, that's 350 viewers. That could be 1,000 viewers. And let's say I got 1,000 viewers. Man, this could be 2,000 viewers.
Exactly.
You know
You're never satisfied.
Right.
You have that mentality, then you're never satisfied, and you don't fully appreciate what's happening and what's going on right now.
Correct. And
exactly.
So that's the thing I have to work on with myself, because, truthfully, yes, numbers are very good to pay attention to when you're looking at trends and how to grow things. But one thing I'm learning right now, numbers are not everything, because you could have, let's say, 100 viewers. Mm-hmm. But your engagement for those 100 viewers, let me put it this way, the engagement per 100 viewers could be significantly higher than somebody that has 1,000 viewers. And when you're looking at, like, just success of a stream or something like that, engagement is much more important than total viewers.
Right, because some people, like, probably it's happened already, probably, because I've watched, because I'm not actually being the primary, I'm actually able to, take a look, mm-hmm. and I've watched it go 3, 4, 5, mm-hmm. 3.
And that's the ebb and flow of Twitch, too.
Right, and that's the ebb and flow of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody stopped by, they listened for a minute, that's cool, and then they moved on, and that's great. Mm-hmm. Whereas probably at least 2, if not 3, are actually engaged.
Yeah.
And so hopefully we'll stay the whole time or stay the majority of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what you need to pay more attention to, is the engagement, and really the good thing is community. And that's, at the end of the day, when you're streaming or you're doing YouTube or whatever you're doing, when it deals with multiple people, you want to build a community of people that are excited to be around you, that you're excited to be around them, and it feels like a community or a family of people that enjoy things together. And once you start only looking at numbers,
then it
becomes hard to view it that way.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's something I'm working at myself, because, I mean, I can sit here right now and tell you that the focus of streaming is to build a community and build people around you that are excited to be there. The focus is not the numbers. If you build the community, the numbers will come.
Right.
But for some reason...
Why do I feel like we're out in a cornfield? Okay, go ahead.
If you build it. God. You know that they're actually building I think it's 8,000 seat grandstand around that field, and they're actually going to do an MLB game there like next year.
Oh, really? I didn't
field.
know that.
The Field of Dreams. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Let us
pretty
know
cool.
if you get that reference.
Are they open enough?
But I mean, it's Twitch.
Could be.
Oh, it's Twitch. I mean, it could be 6, it could be 60. I don't know.
Well, so, you kind of dropped off on your streaming for a while, and other things took place, and did going to the local community college, is that one reason why it kind of slagged off for a while?
Well, no. It should have been that reason, but it wasn't. In fact, the reasoning was specifically, like I was telling you, I really, really took for granted the platform that I had. Because I could go 3 weeks without making a video, but because of the work that other people I was with was doing, I can make a video and get 20,000 views in 2 days. Just like, okay, I want to make a video, make it 20,000 views. That literally would happen every time.
Wow.
So that was, I took that for granted. I was like, oh, I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't have to make a video every day or whatever, I can just do it and it'll work. I'll be fine. So then when I lost that platform, I didn't have the same results as quickly, and I think that's still my problem now, is I want to see the return on the investment quickly. I don't necessarily want to see it over time, right?
Right.
So
because you'd already been here.
I was already there.
You want to get back here again.
Right, exactly.
Quickly.
And that's my day-to-day thought process now, is I was already there, but I still have to make the grind back upwards. So it's one of those things where when I lost that platform and I didn't have the immediate return on investment, then my motivation and interest started to drop. Not because I didn't enjoy what I was doing. I loved what I was doing, but part of that love was also seeing the return. Yeah, because I am a person... A lot of oxymorons I'm really explaining about myself. I'm a living, breathing oxymoron. I am not a social person. By any means. This is why I'm so much better behind a camera. In person, I'm terribly, terribly awkward in social interaction.
Yeah.
But I love social interaction. It makes no sense. Let me explain it. When there's a really big amusement park near us called Cedar Point, and I went there 7 straight times with only riding 2 roller coasters out of the 19 that they have there.
And
now.
Isn't it supposed to be one of the most roller coaster places?
It is the roller coaster capital of the world.
That's a better way to say it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way to say it. Yeah. But I went there 7 times and basically didn't even participate in the attractions. I just loved going there for the experience of being around people that are excited. And that is still true to this day. When I go to Kalahari, which is a really popular water park near us, I hate going when it is low capacity. When they're 20% capacity, I hate going. I don't enjoy it really that much.
Is there a part of you that is feeding off the energy?
100%. That's what it is. 100%. Because
I never would have suspected that of you.
Really? Yeah, that's 100%
because
the case.
you're mostly a very mellow, calm, even keeled type person. I never would have put you in that kind of feeding frenzy.
No, yeah, that's absolutely what it is. Because when there's a lot of people there, I guess, I feed off of the energy of everybody else, and I enjoy it more. Because I see, well, that person's enjoying it, So I'm enjoying it. That kind of thing. Even though I was already enjoying it in the first place, now I enjoy it even more. No,
that makes sense. I just went to my 50th high school reunion.
Mm-hmm.
And I was never a popular person. I'd go down the hall, and my eyes were always downcast. If I happened to look up and somebody was looking back, I was scared.
Mm-hmm.
Very shy and introverted, unless I was with people I was comfortable with, and then I was a real nutcase. But anyway, I got such a kick out of watching, especially if it's been more than 25 years since you've seen somebody you went to school with and you knew a lot. I got such a kick out of watching two people approach each other, and then there's that spark of recognition in one's eyes, and then the spark of recognition in the other one's eyes, and then the excitement and the hug and the smiles and oh my God, it's been so long, the whole thing. I got a kick out of watching other people experiencing that. So in that way, I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, and now that you actually mentioned that, the just feeding off of the energy, that actually makes sense, because in terms of like the YouTube videos that I watch, I'm a huge fan of reactions. Now, in terms of the actual content, from a content creator's perspective, reactions are kind of cheesy because it doesn't take much for you to do. But I love them so much. So let me explain. 2 weeks ago, my favorite artist, NF, released his brand new album. And
didn't you go see a concert of his?
I went to go see a concert of his last year. And with the new album, I've been constantly, really last week, I haven't done it much this week because I did so much of it, but every day I was watching videos of people that would sit there just like we are right now and would listen to the song and react to it. And I love that because I see them get excited about a part in the song. I'm like, yes, I'm excited about that too. And it's a weird thing, I guess, where I'm feeding off of the energy.
Critical Role, when we watch them do a live show and the audience is right there with them. Somebody rolls a 9 and the whole audience goes 9.
Yeah,
we do, because we do that too when we're watching it. And did you see the full video?
I have.
Of
them singing the song.
They did the intro song, and the audience sang the whole song to them.
Yep.
And when they came back, we didn't see this until we saw people sharing it on Twitter. And when they came back, they were we weren't there for the live show. We saw the rebroadcast of it, and we're seeing the song, but we're not seeing the audience. And when they came back to them live, they were blown away. But it's that principle. It's, okay, I am totally engaged in this.
Yes.
And there's that communication going on.
Yes, the communication, absolutely. And that's 100% how I am when it comes to streaming and YouTube and everything else. There's a base level of loving what it is. I love the process of having an idea, deciding to do something with it, creating it, and then putting it out there to the masses. YouTube videos, streaming, all of that. I love that. Love the process. But I enjoy it to the nth degree when there's a lot of people that are there to view it and also enjoy it, right? So that's why, like in that stream where I had 350 viewers on TGN, that's why I think I was able to be so insane as to literally read every comment, because I was feeding off the energy of the chat. The chat was going wild because I was going wild. And it was just a constant loop of all of us just going crazy, And
it was probably one of those unexpected things.
It was.
That you weren't planning on, and they weren't planning on, and everybody caught up in it, and it became a spontaneous, impromptu game.
Yes.
So I
think my problem is that now that I've experienced that before, and I don't get that on each individual, occasion, it's to a degree disappointing. Not that the people that are there. I love all of them, and they're super supportive. I took this should blow your mind. I took a 3-week break from streaming this past month. I streamed for the first time not in my normal time slot, and not the game that I normally stream. I logged into my Twitch account. I looked at my dashboard, and I still had 6 subscribers of people that were still paying me money. for streaming. And I hadn't streamed in 3 weeks. I started my stream, I had 3 people subscribe that night.
That's cool.
Of people that are dedicated and understand how I am. So, don't get me wrong. I love them so much. But, to a degree, it's still a little bit disappointing in the back of my mind when I'm like, man, I just wish there was that 350 people still here.
Well, you know, here's something that I'm delving into myself currently. And that's the many aspects of self.
Mm-hmm.
And how not to be so derogatory about yourself because you don't have as many views as you did before. You know, in this respect. And it's a part of you can always be looking for more, better, encourage, develop, grow. And there can still be a part of you that is enjoying the moment.
Yeah.
That is in the now. We can't limit ourselves. You know, we have to acknowledge the fact that we have many dimensions to ourselves and not judge ourselves so harshly.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's where I come from.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point, actually.
Question.
Yes.
What did you decide you were going to go to college for? When you first went to college?
The very first choice I had for college was graphic design. That was the very first choice I had. I didn't start my first day of college doing that, though, because my initial choice was graphic design. I then learned, because my advisor told me that they don't have a graphic design field at my college, so I was like, oh, okay, that's unfortunate. So I was like, well, then what else do I do? And it's a community college, so they don't have a lot of like wide options of things. It's a lot of general things that most people will go for.
Yeah, you're going for an associate there, which is like, you know, a foundation.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I mean, I do a lot of stuff with kids, so I guess I could go as a teacher. So then...
That was the rumor I heard.
Yeah. So then, the first day of classes, I go and I do like my English and my college 101 and my math and stuff. General stuff, whatever. Then I go to like my tailored class for the degree, which was it's like Intro to Education or something like that. I go in there within not even lying, within the first 2 minutes of being in that class, I hated it and wanted to leave.
Wow.
It was a miracle that I didn't get up in the middle of class and just walk out and then drop the class immediately. I stayed throughout the entire thing, and then I dropped it immediately after class. But I literally was about to leave. Because it was just like a sudden realization. It's like, no, this is not what I want to do at all. No, because I mean, I thought it was gonna be like a slow progression of like teaching you how to teach, and then getting you like in the field. But no, the very first class they were like, okay, so tonight you need to be calling up some of these districts and asking them when you can be an observer in their classrooms. First day within the first 5 minutes. Yeah, wow. And I was like, I don't even know if I want to do this. Like, this is the first thing I'm doing? So that's why I was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm not going to be participating in this. So I immediately left the class after it was over, and I called Mom, and I was like, Mom, I'm dropping this class. I'm not going to do it. She's like, okay. So, yeah, then I immediately walked to the Career Center, and I immediately dropped the class. Then I talked to an advisor again, and I figured out, oh, they do have graphic design stuff. It's just not a degree. But they do have the foundational classes for transferring, which is what I ended up doing.
Ah, okay.
And I have since fulfilled the transferred graphic design requirements.
So what is your associate in?
My associate is just an associate of arts.
Okay. Not fine arts. Or do they not do that?
They don't do that at my class. No, they do. Well, I don't know if they have an associate of fine arts, but they have... I'm actually, right now, I'm going for a bachelor's of fine arts. So my degree now...
I thought it was going to be in something media.
It is, well, the
multimedia or something.
The full term is a bachelor's of fine arts in digital arts.
In digital arts,
yeah.
Okay.
So it's a BFA is what they call them. And then under the BFA banner, there's multiple branches that you could do. So it's a bachelor's of fine arts. You can do that in graphic design, digital arts, musical arts, performing arts, stuff like that.
Did you go with us? You didn't go with us when Jeff graduated.
I did not, no.
Okay, because that explains the a Bachelor of Arts, and then they had like this group was quite I mean they had so many different categories. You know, it's like
so that's where I'm at now. I finished the I ended up deciding I was going to do graphic design, and then graphic design is such a broad brush that that's why I ended up deciding to do digital arts at where I'm going now.
And that was my other question was, how did you decide on which college to go to? After the initial, local college,
right.
The 2 years there. So
then
later this month he starts.
In fact, in 10 days is when I move. So, yeah, 10 days.
I'm gonna miss you.
I'll be back.
I know you're only like an hour and a half away.
Yeah,
but still, you're just a phone call away. But still.
But what I did was when I decided that well, here's the thing. Initially, I wanted to go out to California. Still would love to. I wanted to go to UCLA. Problem with that was tuition there is obscenely higher than it is here.
Obscenely.
And then additionally, the transfer requirements are, I could never get a straight answer on what it was. So it was very difficult for me to get an idea of if it was going to be something I could do. But initially my plan was to take a year off from school, work full time, save up money, and then transfer to UCLA in the following year. Can you dab for us, Nana? Do you know how to dab?
Oh my God. That's probably the worst dabbing you ever saw.
I like to do a fancy, I kind of like whip it with my arm like this, get it like wound up, and then I go into it. So I'm like...
Oh, I forgot the other hand.
I mean, you can do one too.
I did half a dab.
I have a friend at work who he likes to go like... He's so stupid. Anyways, there you go. There's your dab, Nilst. So yeah, that was the initial idea that I had for that. That's a cute hat. Do you have others in your collection?
Okay, your hat is what's the initials?
Well, they can't. They're talking about yours.
Yeah, maybe they saw yours too.
I mean, this is just a backwards hat. They're definitely talking about yours.
Okay. This is specific to a time. I have a chronic illness. And it has curtailed a lot of my activities because it has chronic fatigue associated with it, and it just keeps getting worse. So this refers to a time when I was actively pursuing ghost hunting. And the SPI stands for, did I do that in the right order? Stands for Sojourn Paranormal Investigations. I have another one that's blue with the same initials. Mm-hmm. The pink ones was for other people, and I usually wore the blue one. But when I reached in there, because he put his hat on, he had sunglasses on. We started off like this.
Yeah, we were like,
and the reason we did was because he had his hat on and glasses, and I said, "Ooh, I got to do this too." Mm-hmm. So that's how we started. And I said, we're not the Blues Brothers. Who are we?
Before we get to that question, Nilst, what do you call a koala that wears sunglasses?
A raccoon?
A koala bear.
Okay.
Anyways, Nilst asked you a question. Ever seen a ghost?
Have I ever seen a ghost?
Well, I guess that's probably a loaded question, because do you see ghosts, or do you experience ghosts?
Okay. Oh, no, you can.
Okay.
You can... I haven't myself actually seen one. Mm-hmm. I have sort of felt one. I was kind of tuning into the sensation of it. Mm-hmm. Trying to learn my way.
Ducked, I'm not sure if I do, but I said it anyways.
You have the...
Koala-fication to say that joke.
That's very punny. You're good.
She said that's very punny of you. This is terrible.
Yeah.
What do we do?
So back to, have I ever seen a ghost? I have not actually seen one. I have recorded on videotape the sound of one answering. What do they call that? My brain doesn't function so well anymore, but I got I would ask a question and I heard an answer.
Okay.
On several.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was in Aunt Tanya's place. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot going on, and I cleansed the house for somebody after we did a ghost investigation there, and determined that the ghost was just being ornery, and we told him to knock it off, and he did, because he was scaring the little girl that would visit.
This is scaring me. Have you seen the Conjuring movies?
Conjuring?
They got the Conjuring movies?
No, I probably don't want to.
They'd probably right up your alley, to be honest with you.
I used to watch Ghost Hunters.
Oh, on Discovery?
Yeah.
I used to watch those when I was younger too, and I got too scared. Then I got in trouble for watching them.
Yeah. And then there's a couple of them that I watched, and so a friend of mine would go with me, and we would investigate some of these places. And she was more sensitive to the energy, talking of energy and stuff. You know, that's she was more open to. She could sense the presence of them faster than I could. They would all rush to her because I guess she was an empath. And and they know when you have those kind of abilities. And unfortunately, this was her first experience. We were at a former asylum.
You're talking about the Mansfield?
No.
You did go there though, right?
Yeah, I had an experience there.
I'll get into that in a minute.
Get into that
in a minute because I didn't want to mention something.
At this asylum, Rolling Hills Asylum in, I believe it was New York.
Okay.
We're outside before we even went inside, and they swarmed her, and she thought she was having a heart attack because you react to it. You know, it's not a. You got to watch what you're doing. You know.
Man.
Around here we have a place called Gore Orphanage Road, and the legend says that an orphanage burned down. Burned down,
yeah.
And you go down that road and you can see spirits, hear spirits, you can hear the kids crying, screaming because they were being burned. Well, supposedly that never actually happened, but my son, who is more sensitive than I am, he went there when he was in high school, on a lark. This is one of the things that kids do on a lark.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, let's go there, at night. And,
Nils, yes, we'll get there in a minute.
And he came back, and one time since he's been home, he retired from the Navy, I made noises about doing that myself. He says, don't you ever go there. He will never, ever go there again.
Really?
Because of what he saw and experienced. He will never, ever go there.
Why is that not a more popular, ghost hunting location? I mean, maybe it is, and I just don't know.
It is.
Is it?
It is popular because the landowners are known for calling the cops and for trespassing. You're not supposed to go there.
Gotcha.
Okay, Now, as to Mansfield.
Well, hold on, before we get to that.
Okay.
So, yes, Nils, Mansfield Reformatory, correct. So, this is actually kind of cool. There is a really huge YouTuber right now. His name is Mr. Beast. He's well known for, he'll do challenges for his YouTube videos, but he's also really well known for getting sponsors and then donating just thousands of dollars to people, just randomly. Yeah, it's really cool what he does. He's huge. He's got 15 million subscribers on YouTube, something like that now.
Wow.
I think it was 2 weeks ago or something like that, he did a video where him and his group of friends that do the YouTube channel spent 24 hours at the Mansfield, was it penitentiary or reformatory?
Reformatory.
Yeah, they spent 24 hours at the Mansfield Reformatory, inside. 24 hours there. And what's funny, they had the little machine where you can tell it starts beeping louder or something like that when they're around.
Yeah, my brain is
they said something too, I don't remember what it's called.
EMT, EMF.
Yeah, something like
EMF,
that.
yeah.
EMF. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they had him and everything, and what's funny is Mr. Beast himself, he doesn't believe in ghosts at all, so he wasn't scared. He was actually having fun. But there were some of them there that were terrified. It was a great video. But yes, so I mentioned that to say, kind of cool, Mr. Beast went to the Mansfield Reformatory and did a video. But as you were saying, Mansfield
and that's only
that's
an hour
45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah. Hour tops away. I went there one time, did not know this at the time. some of the stories, and it's a guided thing, you know, and you can go off in groups and stuff, but you know, you're only allowed to go certain places, and that's by rights. I was up on they have if you ever saw Shawshank Redemption, it was filmed there.
Yes.
And it's well known for the self-standing cells.
Oh yeah, with like the catwalk.
Yeah,
across,
the outside
and
is
stacked cells.
Yes, it's all stacked, and I can't remember some of the stories that are associated with it now. But I was walking on one of those catwalks with two other ladies that I just met that night.
Mm-hmm.
And as we're walking along, you know, you take pictures and you're trying to catch images in the pictures, because sometimes you can catch a ghost.
Oh, like the little silhouette?
Yeah, you can either get a silhouette, you can get a dark shadow, or you can get the orbs, the light orbs.
Oh, okay.
And that is their energy as well. And, you know, so I'm going along and we're talking amongst ourselves, and I'm taking pictures as we pass, you know, the cells. And I got a sensation. And I kind of backed up a little bit, but then it came into my head how easy it would be for me to fall over the railing.
Really?
That scared the bejesus out of me.
Wow.
And I moved to the inside, away from the railing. I told the other two that were with me, stay close to the wall, because to me it felt like a threat.
That's terrifying.
It wasn't you know, when you have thoughts, it's in your voice.
Yeah.
Your thought voice. This wasn't my thought voice.
Oh my God, that's terrifying.
This was monotone, and it was
that's
low.
scaring me right now. I'm not even gonna lie.
That thing starts blinking, we're in trouble again.
Yeah, exactly.
So I told them this, and I took pictures at that time, and when the pictures came back, it was full of static. So somebody was there with me.
Really?
Yeah, that's how I interpreted it. So yeah,
wow.
the long answer to, that's what the SPI stands for.
Woo.
Sojourn Paranormal Investigations. I came up with that. TAPS, that's it. The Atlantic Paranormal Society is, you know, I was trying to think of, you know, a neat, nifty, catchy thing like what TAPS has, you know?
Yeah.
And I says, oh, well, I give up. So what will I call it? Let's see. Well, I'm going on a journey. Sojourn. Yes, I'm going on a sojourn. Sojourn Paranormal Investigations. And then I realized the initials say SPY.
Otherwise known as Super Private Investigator.
That's what
The Duct says, you live near Mansfield? We should do a fan meetup. Maybe one day. Duct. Maybe one day.
Okay.
That'd be cool. Nils.
Nils has been there. I saw Lil Wayne's Golden Toilet.
Was that it? I'm going to be honest with you. I know of Lil Wayne. I don't know much about him. I'm assuming that was like a concert or something? I'm not sure. Golden Toilet doesn't really cater itself to music much, but I'm not sure.
I can't remember. Maybe you can let us know. Lil Wayne's still around, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he still does stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he does stuff.
Oh, they recorded a video there, right?
Oh, Nils just put a thing.
A music video. That's right. Yeah,
okay.
and it's they still have that there.
Wow, that's wild. Okay.
They recorded Shawshank Redemption. They recorded a couple of videos there. They what's it called? They've had a lot of activity there, and I think they're doing another Shawshank there. They might be doing another Shawshank there. I'm not positive.
It better be amazing.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool.
The Duck says, don't go back there, Nana. We need you to stay alive and well.
Oh, how sweet. Well, thank you. No, I won't go back there. When I went on the tour, we went down solitary confinement.
Oh, yeah.
And I started...
Really?
Found out later that one of the guys there, he strangled somebody.
Wow.
My throat was constricting.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And I found out, going back to the balcony thing, I found out that there was a guy who, I don't remember what he was in there for, but he did throw somebody off that balcony in that area.
That's insane.
And I wasn't the only person that got that sensation, because they said you go to the people that, officiate the evening, and I mentioned it to them, and other people had said the same thing, and they said, well, where did you feel this? Where did you, what did you, and all of it.
Yeah.
And it lined up with what other people. Whew. So I would be tempted to go back there, but I'm glad that somebody says, we need you to stay alive and well.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good. That would be cool if it was the daytime. Maybe go back during just the daytime just to see the history of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without experiencing the dark side of it.
Part of me is, I would love to go there just from the intrigue. Mm-hmm. And then the other part of me, probably the more rational part of me, is like, no, that's terrifying. Don't do that. And yeah, I wouldn't do that. But the reason why I mention that, though, is because back in Call of Duty Black Ops 2, we were talking about earlier, they have a mode in that game called Zombies, which is, it's like a horde mode zombies thing, kind of try and survive as much as you can. And they had a DLC came out. It was called Mob of the Dead. And it was located, they had recreated for the game Alcatraz.
Oh.
For the zombies.
And that is to go to Alcatraz.
Oh, man. They did like a little video of them when they actually went to Alcatraz to kind of get an idea for the locale and how to recreate it and stuff. And that's, to this day, my favorite zombies experience in any of the Call of Duty games, is because, yes, it's all like, made extra for the game and stuff like that, but like actually being at Alcatraz was really interesting to see how crazy this penitentiary was. And how, like, have the stacked cells and everything, because it's actually very similar how they have the stacked cells to the Mansfield one.
Yeah, but at Mansfield, they're self-supporting.
So it's just
it's
stacked
a tower
on top of each
in
other?
the middle of this big concrete place. Yeah, it's intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
The history of things are fascinating. Seeing it and experiencing it for yourself is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But you do have to be careful, because you can bring stuff home with you.
Yeah.
And the thing of it is, I feel sorry for the ghosts. Not the ones who are doing what they call intelligent hauntings, where they'll react with you, they'll talk with you and stuff.
Oh, mm-hmm.
I feel sorry for the ones who are trapped. The ones who don't understand that they died. The ones who are a shattered soul, and a piece of them, because of what they went through, is left there. So there's a part of me that would do it again, only if I could
help.
If I could help.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I would want to do, is to help, and not just like some people use animals for show business tool.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the circuses and stuff, and they don't see them as live beings, and treat them accordingly. With some of these places that, because it's gotten so popular, they treat the ghosts the same way.
As a showpiece.
As a showpiece. And it's like, no, we should be focusing on helping them continue their journey. As far as I'm concerned, they're stuck. Mm-hmm. And it's not up to me to determine whether they go up or down or, whatever. It's important to me to release them from being... How would you feel if you could never get out of this chair?
That'd be terrible. I'd be rolling around this chair everywhere. But you mentioned the animals. Have you heard of the recent controversy on Twitch with animals?
No.
No. Okay. So some of you may be aware of this. There is a streamer on Twitch. Her name is Alinity. I believe it's her name. Alinity? I believe. Yeah, her name is Alinity. I think it's Alinity. Doesn't matter what her name is. But anyways, she's a known controversial streamer. She's done some controversial things. Whatever. She still streams. But most recently, about 3 weeks ago, something like that, she got in some heavy controversial water on Twitter. The official PETA account, which most people hate on Twitter, blew up because they tweeted footage of her in one of her most recent streams where her cat, I guess the cat's name is Milo, hopped onto her keyboard when she was playing a game, and she grabbed Milo and threw him over her head. Yeah, grabbed the cat and threw over. And apparently previously to this, she had been drinking vodka and allowed the cat to lick some vodka off of her.
Yeah,
So-
that's borderline.
Yeah, so people are getting very upset that Twitch has done nothing about it when she has been doing some questionable things with her cats on camera. Or with her animals on camera, rather, sorry.
Yeah. I don't know, that could go either way. I mean, was she being mean to the cat? Was it just a type thing?
I mean, she was.
I mean,
she was irritated. She was irritated when she did it.
Well, and she had been drinking?
I don't know about that.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of people are irritated with it because she's had a time of controversial things.
Have a good run, and thank you.
Yes, thank you, Nils, for stopping by.
Didn't Nils stop by before?
When we did it before, yeah, I was going to mention
Oh,
that,
okay, yeah.
Which was a long time ago, so thank
Okay.
you for stopping by again.
It's good seeing you. Thank you for stopping by. And if I ever decide to go to Mansfield, I'll get in touch with you and the duct tape.
I don't know. I'm trying to.
The
the duct tape ninja. That's what it is. I was reading it earlier. I was like, the duct apamina. I couldn't figure it out. The duct tape ninja. That's probably the greatest Twitch name I've ever seen.
That's pretty good. We also had the pizza person.
We did.
The salad person.
It was something like banana salad or something.
Dissociated, the confused salad.
Something salad.
Something salad, and I came across that because I had written it down.
Oh, you did.
And that was the episode that didn't get recorded because we forgot to make sure one button wasn't on.
But we got to figure it out, so we should be good.
Yeah. So
We'll find out.
Yeah. So anyway, back to, Buckeye goes to college.
Oh, my pants on fire 31. You know who that is?
That is the other one.
It's Ryan.
That's your brother.
Saw, dude.
That's my other grandson. What's up, my dudes?
Can I get some poggers in the chat, dude?
Some what?
Some poggers. We'll see if he does it. Can I get some capital poggers? I am the other one.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
What's a pogger?
Well, there it is. PogChamps. No S. You gotta do the actual PogChamp. There it is. It's an emote. That's what people do when something crazy happens on stream. No, it's not. It's somebody else.
But it does look like him.
I mean, when you get closer, it looks less and less like him.
Oh, okay. If you say so. Yeah. Thanks!
I misclicked, okay? Alright, whatever, dude. Anyways, as we were saying, let's not let Ryan distract us from what we were saying.
Right. Someday I gotta ask him how he came up with that name.
I gave it to him.
It's your fault?
I gave him that name, yeah. He was trying to think of an Xbox gamer tag. And I was like, I can't remember exactly how we came up with it. It was like, yeah, your pants are on fire. So my pants on fire 31.
Means 30 other people came up with the same tag?
Yes. Well, I don't know if 30 other people, but 31 is the number we had to put in there, yes.
Wow. Okay. So anyway, how did you choose the college, which I'm not going to say where you're going in case we have...
But I helped you with that, Ryan. Yes, so TLDR, I decided not to go to California, and I would look regionally. So I made a list of all of the colleges in Ohio and in the surrounding states, and then I sat there with Mom, and we went to each of their websites to see if they had the program that I needed, and then what their transfer requirements was. We went through about 3 of them. They didn't have anything that I could use. And then I got to Bowling Green, and then I looked at their course and their transfer requirements. As soon as I saw the transfer requirements were good because they're very lenient on that. I looked at their course for what I had. After reading the course, I immediately was like, that's it. That's exactly what I need and more. So then after that, I decided to look more into it. So I'm not lying when I say that I probably watched about 100 YouTube videos of people that have attended, videos of them when they were attending, living on campus, just to get a complete understanding of the place before I ever even visited. So I knew a lot about the place before, when we actually went and they were telling us stuff. I was like, oh yeah, isn't that this thing? So I knew a lot about it before I even visited. And then once I visited, and I was actually there to experience it. I was like, yeah, this is definitely
definitely
going to go. Yeah, and in fact, when I applied, they usually say about 3 weeks to hear back if you're accepted or not. I heard back in 3 days. And they accepted
awesome.
me. Yeah, so they were there immediately, like, yep. And I applied during their like busy application period, like lots, because I applied in March, which is when a lot of people are applying for the fall.
If they're smart, they would apply that early. A lot of them wait until like the last minute.
Yeah, but they accepted me in 3 days. So
That's
then
cool.
I was like, okay, cool.
That is cool.
And then I talked to like my teachers at community college, and one of them actually used to work there for 10 years and stuff. So I got a good understanding for how it was. Yeah. They were like, okay, this guy's good. Swoop him up, boys. Okay, dude, calm down.
Yeah, calm down. We know you're biased. The last question I have,
Okay.
because the subject is Buckeye goes to college. Ooh. The last question I have is: do you have any fears or concerns or worries about this is going to be different in that you won't be living at home anymore? This will be your first time really away from home.
Correct. Yes. I don't have any fears. I have observations. Makes sense, because I've got the immediate things that I will need taken care of. School's paid for. All my food will be taken care of. The only thing I need to do is work about 10 hours a week, make enough money to pay for my truck insurance and my phone. And then any little extra money that I'll need. But they have like little convenience stores on campus that I can use the money that I have in my account already, because I'm paying for the room and board that I'm paying for. That I can actually get some various odds and ends things at the convenience stores with that money as well.
Okay.
So as far as money stuff is concerned, I'm fine. I'm going to have my whole setup and everything I already use there. Honestly, if you can call it a concern, the only thing that I'm really concerned about is just getting acclimated quickly to the experience.
So you don't have any fear of being away from home?
No.
You don't have any
fear
fear
it may
about
present itself, but
something new and different, but you think you've explored it enough that you have a pretty good grasp
I think I have a pretty good
what
grasp.
to expect.
Yeah, of what to expect, and I'm also ready to experience something new. I'm kind of right now in this like monotonous, routine, holding pattern, nothing particularly intriguing. But this will be a brand new experience in a brand new place, a lot of opportunities and things like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people have asked me if I'm scared, and I'm like, honestly, I probably should be, but I'm not.
No, it's a good thing. But if you are, it's normal. And that's the only reason why I mentioned it, was in case anybody else who ends up watching this, there can be that fear there, because it's something new, it's something different, it's an adjustment, but it's also part of growing up. And that's usually the first, either going off to college or you go off to the military. And that is usually your first major step out from the home front.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure that, we touched on that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to call this. I do have to go potty.
Yes, me too. You first.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Thank you for the interaction, the cautions and the well wishes. Appreciate it. Thanks, Ryan, for popping in.
He is E.
What does that mean? Why did he turn red?
I like to ignore him most of the time.
Oh, okay. Younger brother.
Yeah.
That's what goes. So anyway, again, thank you for stopping by.
He's red. We've already had our share of puns today. Thank you.
The other pun was much better.
Out of here.
So, good luck.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Yes.
If you need anything, phone call away. Maybe we can do some Skyping or whatever we call it.
No. Discord.
Okay, we'll do some Discord.
We here on Twitch don't say the Skype word anymore.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that. Got to be PC here.
Yeah. Skype is a blasphemous word. Discord.
All right. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Anywho, y'all have a fantastic night. Eventually, Ryan will stop changing his color. And we'll see you on the next TN Talk Time.
Only it'll probably just be me.
At some point.
At some point. Well, wait, I gotta get the... Where's the mouse?
You already had it. It was already... Oh, it's right there.
There it is!
Bye!
Okay, take care. Until the next time I see you, take care, and God bless.